Hi, my name is Brianna Owens, and I'll be taking a look at individual level interventions today, specifically conflict management and how it relates to organization development. In this presentation, I will review the individual level intervention of conflict management. We will determine how an intervention is selected, strengths and weaknesses of individual interventions, and how conflict management is implemented in organization development. Before we can begin to talk about interventions, we must first understand the process of how we arrive at this step. Prior to selecting an intervention, a few steps have to be taken. A needs assessment will need to be performed. The assessment will be looking for strengths as well as weaknesses in the organization and collecting feedback from employees. After the assessment is complete, the action planning phase begins. According to McLean, the organization will determine goals and objectives based on the results from the assessment, as well as any feedback that was gathered. Once the research and planning is complete, the next step is determining what actions to take to meet the goals of the organization. This is where we would select our intervention. Many organizations believe training is the solution to all problems. However, this is not the case. While training is an organization development tool that can be utilized, it is not always the best fit, and other interventions may be a better solution. Strengths and weaknesses of individual level interventions. A strength of individual level interventions is that they influence the well-being of the individual, which in turn strengthens the organization. If the individuals can be strengthened, so will the organization. A weakness, however, is that individual level interventions are challenging as they challenge the OD professional to be aware of boundaries of confidence. Understanding conflict management. And now we get to our main topic. Here are some definitions that exist for conflict and conflict management. According to Proksch, conflict is nothing other than disruption to the harmonious flow of production. Conflict management/resolution can be described as a process used to manage or settle differences that present among groups of individuals. Conflict management and organization development centers on the thought of collaboration and avoidance of aggression to find the mutuality of like ideas. Conflict between two people arises from the differences in opinions. The role of the OD professional in this scenario is to determine what the differences are and assist individuals in identifying their particular context style. A common practice is to interview the parties involved in a conflict separately. Then, once the issue is identified, bring them together for a mediated conversation. It is important to note that individuals cannot be forced to confront their conflictual behaviors, especially by an OD professional. In regards to organization development processes, conflict management also falls under the training and development model, which can be utilized to fill in the spaces of skills and knowledge among individuals of an organization. Conflict resolution is not the desired outcome. When dealing with conflict, instead, organization development views the beauty of conflict, and the belief is that through some level of conflict, creativity and innovation will blossom. Conflict management in organization development is used to reduce or eliminate conflict that is unhealthy between two or more people. So to summarize, we don't want the conflict to disappear altogether. Instead, the OD professional seeks to eliminate the unhealthy conflict so that only the healthy conflict remains. But what does this mean, you ask? Healthy conflict examples. Unhealthy conflict exists when the focus of the differences is aimed at the individual and not at the idea. Healthy conflict is aimed at the idea, but not the individual personally. Here are a couple of examples. Me and my coworker are working as co-leads on a team and developing a new process on how to handle a task. My coworker has an idea that I do not agree with, and it causes conflict between us. I don't dislike her, rather just her idea. In this process, she is receptive to my feedback and we begin to brainstorm new ideas together. This is an example of healthy conflict. I am not attacking my coworker's personality or her character, just simply disagreeing with an idea that she has brought to my attention. Unhealthy conflict example. I'm forced to work with a coworker on an assignment. This coworker is the worst, and all his ideas are horrible. I dislike him and we do not work well together or see eye to eye on anything. Here, I am judging the character of my coworker and also judging his ideas. This would be an example of unhealthy conflict. So the difference is, in healthy conflict, I'm not attacking the individual, simply the idea. In unhealthy conflict, I'm attacking the person and sometimes the idea as well.